that's not the 2900 that we expected to show up today. I saw the double question mark, by the way, and I was thinking there were more question marks to be added to queen takes f7. How could it be?
e4, e6, Hikaru joins the French army, let's say, c4, c5, and we got into this position. c6, b4, white is trying to push pieces, trying to get as much space as possible on the queen side. On the other hand, what black is trying to do is take advantage of the weak squares in the center, especially the e4 square. Knight to d7, queen to f4, and rook takes c7, a nice transition. And right now, a5, bad move by Hikaru because of queen takes c6. That was one of the moves possible, but also b5 was extremely powerful. C takes b5, queen takes b5, and the key to this position is that you don't really have time to take on c5 without allowing rook takes d7. And this would be a transition which favors white. I do have the two knights. I will probably pick up most of your pawns. For example, if you go c takes d4, knight takes d5, knight to e7 with a check next, and then I'm going to pick up the d4 pawn. Two knights versus the rook. This would have meant a decisive advantage for white. He decided to go with queen takes c6, very decent move, taking on b4, knight to d5, and now a critical mistake. Not easy to understand why. I will try to explain it. Queen to d5 was played in the game. Rook to d7 was a much more precise decision. Now, knight to f6 has to go back. Rook to b7, you have to exchange on c5 as well. And after queen takes c5, the thing is, my pawn on d4 right now is perfectly placed. I'm cutting off the defense of the queen on f4 against the pawn on b4, and I'm also very nicely protected by the knight on f3. Simply put, it's a position with two pawns up. You will be losing the b4 pawn as black, and that would mean white has the decisive advantage. In the game continuation, queen takes d5, knight to f6, queen to c4, it looks similar, but I don't have the rook on b7. And this makes all the difference, because with the rook on b7, I already have two attackers against the pawn on b4. With the rook on e7, I don't. So I get the chance as black. Hikaru spotted it very nicely, by the way, to play the move b3. Queen to c4, b2, and in fact, everything is turning around right now in Hikaru's favor. He's no longer lost. He's better in this position if he would have played rook ac8. Queen to f1, maybe the only move already. And after knight to d5, this b2 pawn is going to make all the difference, coupled with ideas of rook to c1 as well. This would be a very difficult defense for Ali Reza. Most likely, Hikaru would have won this game. Instead, and this is where Peter saw the tragedy happen in real time, he played the move rook f to c8, checkmate in two moves. Queen takes f7, king to h8, he resigned, by the way, queen takes g7, and that's all she wrote. Just an incredible topsy-turvy.
But for Hikaru, I think he's just as frustrated and as angry as can be.
He looks in disbelief what just happened, like blundering made into...
That, and from a position he had fought for, he was really bad. He was really losing that game, and then he fought back. He suddenly has an advantage and he gets checkmated in two. Like what?